Bringing you some breaking news, showing a statement Afcon final between Morocco and Senegal, which Senegal went on to win, condemns the unacceptable behaviour of some officials during the Africa Cup of Nations final between Morocco and Senegal in Rabat last night. Strongly condemns inappropriate behaviour which occurs during matches.
Still, there is much conversation surrounding the fallout from the bizarre end to the final of Afcon in Rabat, Morocco on Sunday night. For those who don't know, Morocco, the host nation, got to the final. That in itself was somewhat controversial because allegations that they were helped on the way. Anyway, that's by the by. But in that final, Senegal, who had won the tournament before, Morocco were trying to win it for a first time. In the 92nd minute, Morocco were awarded a penalty, which saw the Senegalese players ordered off the pitch in protest by their own manager, Pape Thiaw. They thought they'd scored a perfectly legit goal just moments before. 17 minutes after the penalty was awarded, Senegal players came back onto the pitch. The resultant penalty for Morocco was missed by Brahim Diaz after he attempted a panenka. Pape Guy then scored the winning goal in the 4th minute of extra time, and that sealed another Afcon title for Senegal. But now the Moroccan FA is talking seriously about legal action against the Senegalese. Osasu Obai Yuwana is an African football journalist who was there on the night, followed the whole tournament, and joins us live on the show. Osasu, good morning to you. What possible legal recompense could make up for losing out on the Afcon trophy?
Absolutely nothing.
So why are they bothering going through this then?
To put it in French, je ne sais pas. I don't know why they're doing this. It's not going to change the result, but I have a feeling that the Moroccans want Pape Thiaw to be severely punished. And if he is severely punished, that could lead to him missing out on opening games of the World Cup in June. Other than that, I don't see what else can be done to him. There is no argument, none whatsoever, that for a manager to tell his team to go off while the finals of the Afcon is being played is an absolute no-no. You can't do that.
Yes.
However, it's a big however. You know, this incident, this fiasco needs to be interpreted in its right context. The quality of officiating, in fact, using the word the quality, I think is a misnomer. the abysmal officiating in this competition is what provoked this fiasco. And I find it really sad because at the last Afcon in the Ivory Coast, the quality of officiating was first rate. The use of VAR in that competition was first rate. It was so good. Now, you guys were even saying that the Premier League should take a cue from CAF and from the Afcon of that 24 on how VAR should be administered in the Premier League. And it's not often you guys see anything from Africa and say, you know, we need to take a cue from this. But for those of us who understand the game in Africa and the politics behind football, the terrible officiating in this tournament is directly linked to the sacking of the head of referees, an Ivorian named Doué Noumandiès, who was largely responsible for the very excellent management of referees at the 2024 Afcon. This man was fired in Nairobi just on the eve of the Championship of African Nations in August. The staff of CAF have not received any official explanation as to why that guy was fired. And it has been shown, it is clearly shown from August till now, that the management of referees within CAF has deteriorated very badly since his sacking.
I see. So you were in the stadium, Osasu, and you watched it very closely with everybody else. And Senegal thought they'd scored a perfectly legitimate goal. Did you not? And it was chalked off.
They did score a legitimate goal. Not they thought. It was a legitimate goal. There's no question about this. And had that goal... You see, the problem was that the referee had already blown for a previous offence before the goal was scored. So the VAR room couldn't even intervene. That wasn't a huge problem because once a previous offense has been blown for, then whatever happens after that, the VAR room can't come in. And so what should have been a perfectly legitimate goal was disallowed. And then that penalty followed. And that was the last straw that broke the camel's back.